Good day, my viewers. How are you doing today? I hope you are well and safe. Once again, my name is Okusoya Adeyemi Olarewaju. In today's video, I'm going to show you how you can use the Microsoft Excel application to do the result analysis for your school. You will find this video interesting if you are the leader of the assessment team in your school or the exam officer of your school, and let's say after the exam you want to put the GP together class by class to know the highest GP and the lowest, and maybe you want to compare the GP for different houses you have in the school, or you want to compare the GP, that's the grade point, using gender. So you can easily use this method to achieve that. Now, whenever I want to do the result analysis for my school, what I normally do is to print out the result. Then I will take the results class by class and start looking at the GP. I will write the name of the students, then I will write out the GP and start making comparison. But with this method I'm going to show you today, you don't need to do that manually. Once you have the list of the students and you have their GP, then you have their class, their house, the gender, then the Microsoft Excel will do the magic for you. So if you are ready, let me show you how you can easily do this. Okay, you're welcome back. So we are ready to do this together now. So this is the file that we're going to use to achieve this. Now these are the names that I've generated randomly. So I have the ID, I have the first name, the last name, I have the class, the gender, the house, then the GPA, that is grade point average. Okay, now to start, what we need to do is you come here and click any cell. Then do Ctrl A to select everything. Now after you have done that, come to this point, insert, and click on pivot table. They don't need to rename this, just leave it the way you have it. Just click on OK. Now once you have done that, you will see that you have another page that's opened up automatically. So I want us to start with the gender. So to get the average point, the average grade point for boys and girls, click on gender. You can see male and female. Then click on GPA. Now what this has done is to list all the GPAs for male and female, but I don't want this. What I want is the collective average grade point for the male and the female. So you just come here, drag this to this other side. Then you will see that this will change your count of GPA. So click on this drop down arrow, then click on field settings, then come down here and pick average, so to give you the average GPA. Okay, so for uniformity I want this to be in the same place of decimal, so I want everything to be in 2 places of decimal. So click that, then come to this button, then click that until we have the number in 2 places of decimal. Okay, that is what I want. Now you can see from here now that I have the female with an average GPA of 3.52 and the male has the average GPA of 3.13. So that means that in this particular exam the female performed better than the male. Then I can choose to have this in form of a graph. I can click Ctrl A, then I will click on insert, then I will go to graph. So I can pick any type of graph I want to use here. Then let us use pie chart for this. I can use any type here as well. So let me settle for this. Okay, so I have the graphical representation of that. So that is the gender. So to make this easier, let me rename this one so that if I want to track this, I can easily do that. So gender. Now the next one, now I want to get the grade point of different houses. So I still have the table selected, so I will just go to insert again, then click on pivot table, then I will click OK. You can see I have another page now. So this time around I want to get the house, so I will click here. So you see I have the 4 houses: bronze, diamond, gold, silver. So I want to get the average GPA. So just like what we did that, I'm going to drag this to this point, then I will go here to go to value field setting, then I'll pick on the average. So I need the average for this. Okay, so once again I want this to be in 2 places of decimal, so I will highlight that, go to home, then go to this button. Okay, I have that. Now you can see in this case I have 3.27, but I have 3.53 here, and 3.53 is greater than this, so I need to sort this in order. So I want to go from highest to the lowest, so I'll just highlight this, then come to this point, A to Z, sort and filter. Then I want this to sort from largest to the smallest. So immediately I apply that, you can see the house that is coming first is now 3.5, that is diamond, followed by gold 3.32, and so on and so on. And if I want to get a graph for this as well, I can just select everything, then I will click on insert, then I will go to graph. So this time around, let me have this using this bar chart. This is very simple and straightforward. So let me click on that, then I can drag this to make this bigger. So graphically I can see that the least house is silver and the house with the greatest GP is diamond. So let me rename this as well, so that if I want to let me just rename this house, let me just use letter H to do that. Okay, let me just say HS. Okay, so I have for the house. So now what I want to do next, now I want to start by getting the grade point for class by class. So I'm going to start with year 7. I still have the table selected, so I will go to insert, click on pivot table, click on OK. Then this time I will go there. I want to sort this using their first name, so that's the first thing I need to do. Then I need to pick the class. So if I pick the class, you will see that this will give me from year 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, everything together, but I want to sort this, so I want to do this class by class. So I will come to this drop down table, I will select all, then I will now pick that class that I want, which is year 7. I'll click OK. So now I have the GPA for only year 7. Now when I click on this, then I will drag that to the other cell as well. So just like in the previous situation, I'm going to click this and go for the average. Great. So I have this already sorted out. So because I don't want to do this manually, so I will pick this, then I will have this sorted out from highest to the lowest. So I will come here, sort from highest, from the largest to the smallest. So I can see now that the best in that class is 42.26, followed by 3.97, followed by 3.96, and if I go down, we see that the least average GP there is 1.94. So let me rename this. So this is, let me just put year 7. So I'm going to do the same thing for year 8, 9, 10, and 11. So I have that table selected already, so I will click on this, click on OK. Then I want the first name. Now you might need at times to choose the last name. That is, if you have a situation where you have 2 or more students having the same first name. So in order to sort that, I can include the last name so that I'll be able to differentiate. I think with what I have here, the way I've programmed this, I don't have anybody sharing the first name. I don't have that. So I need to go to the class. I want to do year 8 this time around. So I will uncheck all this. Then I'll pick year 8. Then click on OK. So one more thing, I'll click on, I want to get the GP. Click on GPA, then I will drag it to the other side so I can have it. So just like we have done previously, we sort this by getting the average. Okay. Now before I forget, let me rename this and go back to the first class, that's year 7. So let me call this year 8. Now let me go back to that year 7. If I want to have this in form of a graph as well, I can do the same thing. All I need to do is just to select the all the cells. Then I will go to insert graph. So let me see. I think this should be okay. So I can click on that. Then I will have the graph as well. So just using the graph, I can just look at the result at a glance. And see how they have performed in that class. So you can see from this graph, I can see that I only have one person that is above 4 points. Every other person here, they are under 4 points. So it's only one person in this class that has reached that 4 points. Okay, so I'm just going to do one more class because it is the same process for everything, so I don't need to go through all this. So I can as well pick on this and have the graph for this as well. Let me see, let me try pie charts for this. Let me see how that will look. Okay, so I'm using a pie chart for this as well. But with this one, I'll not be able to see how many of them are having 4 points and so on. Then I think one other thing that I need to do here, which I've not applied, is to sort this from the largest to the smallest. So I'll just come here to sort from largest to the smallest. So okay, like in this case now, I have 2 people. That is the 2 people that are over 4 points. That is the first person there and the second person. Other are below 4 points. So I'm just going to do one more class. Then, so let me just go to year 11. Let me do for year 11. So I still have this selected. I will come to insert pivot table. Okay. Then this time, picking the first name. the class. Now I want to use class 11. I will select this, then pick 11, then click OK. Then click the GPA. So I will drag that to this point again. Then come here, go to value fit setting, click on average, click on OK. So let me have this from largest to smallest as well. So go to home, sort from largest to smallest. So in this case I have 1, 2, 3 people that have above what now, 4 points. And if I want to draw a graph for this as well, I can equally do that. I will just select everything, click on graph. So let me use this horizontal this time around. Okay, so I have all the classes, and with this one I can look at this at a glance and see how many of them are below 4 points and how many of them are above 4 points. So with this, when you do everything and you label it, it will be easy, very easy for you to just know. With this now you can see the top 3 in each of the classes. For gender, you can easily see this. Then for the different houses, you can easily see this. So once you have all this done and you have them labeled properly, you can just go back there and pick the information you need from that. Let me rename this finally year 11. Year 11. So this is how to go about this. Thank you very much for staying with me. So we have come to the end of the training for today. So don't forget to give me a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel so that you will get notifications anytime I'm dropping a fresh video. Once again, my name is Okusanya Adeyemi Olerewaju.